What's happening? It's Thursday night, another episode of the Killer Comics Show. We are here for your entertainment and your audio, delicacy. You can sit back, chill out, watch, listen, do what you got to do on this pleasant, shitty, rainy Thursday night. And we're here to keep you entertained for the next hour and a half, maybe. How are we doing, lads? All right? All good?
Marvellous. Marvellous. Ready to talk comics.
I was going to wear my hat tonight, but after last week's mauling onslaught, I decided not to, guys. So my big fat bald head.
Was it good? Yeah.
Can you? Is it too late for you to get the hat?
Have you not got a balaclava?
Put a mask.
Can I just say, I got slightly aroused and excited during the intro there because I've got my phone out here. I'll be granted some kind of Omega level powers and something with the stream because Wayne Deacon's message, "Hello, you sexy things," came up on my phone and asked us permission to allow it or to deny you his comment. Have I got some kind of moderator power now?
Yeah, I think you are.
I will rule with a fair hand, I promise. But yeah, I'll be checking. I
mean, we can easily remove it if it's too much.
I probably would, because
because you probably have your own people that run your channel.
Or your team. Yeah.
I do like it when you rule with a fair hand, though, Peter.
Fist. I rule with a ginger floppy fist. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Ginger floppy fist.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Killer Comics Show where I'm lost for words.
I'm just reading Fuzzy's comment.
Oh,
poor Andy can't get a break.
Talking about the chat, shall we start from the beginning? Dan, evening killers, can't make it live tonight, but we'll watch up on the catch over the weekend. Have a great show. We've got Andy. Good evening, Andy. How's it going, guys? We'll be listening as normal. Very new to the comic scene, so happy to sit back and learn. Won't learn fuck all from us, mate.
You're on the wrong show.
You really won't. So enjoy, though. Deadman, it's that time of the week again. 2, 3 or 4 geeky people talking about comics. What's not to like? Let us know when they arrive, because I think we're just holding the fort until that happens. Good evening, DVH. Good evening. Regulators mount up. Yep, there we go. Wayne Deacon, hello, you sexy animals. Good afternoon. Good evening. We have, who else have we got? Yep, Andy, you are a monk this week. There we go. We've got the Canadian Survivalist. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. The Ginger Ninja with the cane to tell us off. What is not to like about that? And Luke's journey into Thunder. Good evening, one and all. Thank you very much for joining. And then, as always, the man with 1,000 voices.
Legs.
You slag. Slags. Anyway, but it's been a good week. We had 2 comic choices this week because the comic public decided to cast the votes, and there was 2 out of the 3 comics that won. So we thought to take up even more of your time, we would review 2 comics instead of 1. But before then, you know the drill by now. It's this time of the week. Bassy, that, innit? Proper bassy. Really bassy.
How cockney could one person sound? Proper bassy, innit?
It's so proper bassy, innit? Like it's proper bassy. I'm here chilling with my can of Stella.
God,
all good.
Boy out of London.
You can take the boy out of London, but you can't take London out of the boy. That was his name anyway. Anyway, this is Killer Covers of the Week, December 11th. We are already at the December the 11th. We've literally got like 11 days to go or 12 days to go. What's happening? Is there a comment?
No, we already had.
The December. December. It's the deciding month, the December. That's what I'm going to go with, the 11th. Good. We've got, 13 days, 12 days till Christmas, until the big man arrives and unloads his sack all over my front room floor. But...
I booked me train ticket already, mate.
But before then...
It's 14 days.
14 days, okay. But before then, we should talk about comics. This is the part of the show where we delve into our comic choices that we have chosen for this week's new comic book day. And up first, it is. Oh, it's all right, Bobby Dazzler, this one, Andy.
Hey, my goodness. This is Dazzler issue number 4 by the fantastic, the phenomenal, the beautiful, the very talented, the gorgeous.
It's not Peter, is it?
Jenny, yeah. Jenny Brisson. I'm not going to describe why I like this cover. I'm just going to let you guys take a moment to let it seep in.
It's
Peter,
gorgeous.
can you feel that? It's seeping in, Peter.
Right, you're saying seeping in, and I've just spotted she's got a pearl necklace, and that's it's. Yeah,
it's the beauty of this cover. That's why your face is going so red, Peter.
No, do you know what? It's more Jenny Frisson, man. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's nice. It's good.
Peter.
Not sure about the hand maneuvers, but
Peter.
Yes, Andy.
Happy
Yes,
thoughts,
Now, Peter. Now.
You're not taking his medication today. Stick your glasses back on. You had them on backstage. Stick them back on, and I can sing that song.
Do you know what my problem? Do you know what my problem is? It's exactly what Luke's saying. Luke's Journey into Thunder is saying in the comments. It's a lovely cover, but shit, the bad lads. We see it every week, man. Do you know what I mean? It is very nice.
Do you know? Would we get more viewers? Would we get more viewers if it was a Jenny Frisson show?
Yeah, just everything would be Jenny Frisson.
Everything would just be Jenny.
We'll all come dressed up as Jenny Frisson, kind of.
No, you know what? I'm backing up my main man here. I absolutely love this cover. I think it's great. We've had some weak ones, albeit from Jenny Frisson. Yes, we do. But this is wicked. This is awesome. Love this. Awesome. Love the pearl necklace. Who doesn't love a girl showing a bit of cleavage with a pearl necklace? Why not? Absolutely love it.
Look at the disco ball.
I know.
I do love a good disco ball.
It is. I think it's great. I think it's a lovely cover, Andy. I think you've done well there, sir. Thank you very much for picking this one.
Thank you,
Peter. What do you think?
Right, it is like I say. It is. I'm getting a reputation for being the miserable old git on this show, aren't I?
Yes.
It is a lovely cover. I appreciate the artwork, and if you're a Frisson fan and a collector, I'm sure you'll love this one. But it's just the same to me all the time.
All right.
No, actually, that's a lie. Sorry, that's a lie. Last week, I believe I picked a Frisson cover, but it was very different. Do you know what I mean? It was the eye and stuff. I can't remember what it was.
Right. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at our adoring public and see what they're saying. So obviously we've seen Luke's comment. We've seen Wayne Deacon. He says, "I can't help but looking at the double Z's." Maybe that is the size of them. Maybe it is the size of them. Who knows? Chris Bell, as the well-known Frisson aficionado, as I am now known, I'd say this is a weaker one. Same old from Canadian. She has lovely nails. She does indeed. The comic vet would watch it every week. There we go. To be honest, this is a weak one. Great cover, though. Let's flip this then. Why is this better than the usual Frisson? Good question. Good question.
I'm not suggesting it's better than any other Jenny Frisson. I'm just suggesting that it's one of the killer covers for this week. That is the name of the segment, guys.
Exactly. And DVA just said, not even my favourite Dazzler cover of the week. Everyone's a negative Nelly tonight.
Do you know what? If we are looking at a bit of hold on. It's lovely. It is lovely.
Hold on a second. If Peter had chosen this, there wouldn't have been half the amount of comments. Do you really think
I have sway over the chat?
Yes, I think you do.
Absolutely. You are the comic community's favourite.
Well, I'm not going to argue.
But you know what? It's a Bobby Dazzler. I love it. She's got gorgeous eyes, gorgeous fingernails. She's got the world revolving around her double sleeves. She's got a pearl necklace. Looks great. It reminds me of Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. I'm all for it. Great cover pick, Andy. You got my vote, mate.
It is.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
And you've also got 2 Megatheron. You've got their vote as well. It just gives me a school excuse to talk about attractive women. It does. There we go. Who doesn't want to talk about attractive women? Anyway, Marvel, Dazzler, issue number 4, cover B, Jenny Frisson, up next.
Yeah, so I've gone for this one, Shiver Suspense Stories. The way I pick these, it's not always for the prettiest artwork. It's for the artwork I think that would make us look at it on the shelf and pick it up.
Mhm.
And as you know, I love a good horror. I love a scary story. And this one just jumped out at us. I love the kids' kind of screaming faces looking through the stairs there. The lady gleefully stabbing to death Santa, his face all mutilated. It's just a very happy Christmas scene. Do you know what I mean? It gives us the right vibes for us to want to pick this book up. Whether the book's any good, I haven't got a clue. But I do like it. The only thing I would moan about is that the ratio, shall we say, of artwork to title seems totally off to me. That feels a little bit excessive. But I do think it's a cover that intrigues and entices.
I like this. Again, I think I got it wrong because I didn't say this was Adam Hughes. It was Andy that saved the day on this one. But I do like this. I like the fact that you've got the black and white, the grey contrast, and then it goes into the colours and stuff. So obviously it's the children looking at a murder being committed and stuff like that. I like it. And this is one that if I see it on the shelves, I'd want to open it and see what the story's about. DVH has said this is the GOAT this week.
DVH is a horror fan, but do you know what I mean? So again, I guess it's just you're probably more attracted to the kind of comics you enjoy more.
Yeah,
so this is
my
my
fan.
You are?
And a Peter fan. Andy's a fan of Peter.
And a fan of Peter. Yeah.
But I like this. I think it's great. I think I want to know why the mums or the wife is committing the murder with a smile on the face. So I'm all for this. I'd love to read this story. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I do like the way that the baby in the forefront is doing Jenny Frissenhands.
Yeah. I believe that was the model for the cover you picked. I think the hands. It was the yeah. That's actually Jenny with the hands on the things behind.
Chris has said it's fun enough. Should have been the other way round for me. Colour at the front. That would have been interesting. Colour at the front.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah. And then we've got Fuzzy has said I've collected all the 1 in 10 at J. Stephen covers. They're magnificent.
Yeah, they are very nice.
Interesting. So yes, the Chills Shiver Suspense Stories looks very, very good. Omnipress again. Yeah. Quite a good company that are kind of pushing the boundaries and pushing it all out there. So we've gone for that one, cover B by Adam Hughes. We got in trouble with Mrs. Hughes once, didn't we, Andy?
Oh, we certainly did. Yeah, we made a bit of a faux pas when we posted up an IG and got one of the covers incorrect. And it just so happens that it was Dan Pinocchian. Something, can't remember why Dan was involved with the conversation, but Mrs.
Because he's a friend.
Oh, yeah. Just like you and Dan, yeah. And friends. And I think Mrs. Hughes got in touch with Dan Pinocchian to say, could you get those guys to get their act together and fix this? And
really?
Yeah. So
And to our credit, it was League. I keep saying League of Gentlemen. It was the League of Comic Book Geeks that had the wrong cover. So we just literally copied and pasted it from there. Got it wrong. Dan rehashed it on his Instagram and his Twitter, I think it was, because obviously that's what friends do. And then Mrs. Hughes got in touch and went, Dan, what the fuck are you doing? That's not a cover. Tell your boys to fucking sort it out. So then we had to write a message. And
is that what it sounds like?
And we apologised to her. Fucking sort it out. Yeah, we did. Good evening, Bean Frank. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Thank you very much. So yeah, Shiver Suspense Stories, issue number 1, cover B by Adam Hughes. Moving on now, it gets even worse. I don't even like this cover anymore. I've seen it. This is the Uncanny X-Men issue number 7. This is the Mark Brooks variant. If I'm being honest, it was very, very slim pickings this week. I kind of liked it when I first see it, when I picked it a couple of weeks ago. Now I've seen it again, I don't like it. It reminds me of a Donny Mentes cover. I don't know. I went through a phase of getting all the Mark Brooks variant covers, the headshots, and I got sick of them once I bought them and they arrived. And I think I've bought this one and I don't like it anymore. So I can't even go on.
I'm assuming this is a connecting variant. I think yeah, I'm sure this has to be a connecting variant of some sort. Maybe you collect 4 or 5 of them and put them all together.
I don't know, Andy. I'm not sure.
No?
Oh, no, sorry, it will be. Is this not the Attack on Graham Macon run? So they've started a new crossover event. I wonder if it's going to be all the X books are going to link into this one.
What do you guys think of it? I mean, I like the Wolverine. I like the Wolverine. That's about it.
I really like it. I think you'll probably only appreciate it when it's connected together, though. I think on its own, it's probably going to be 4 or 5 covers that are a bit, but you'll get the full impact and effect whenever they're put together. So I love Mark Brooks's work. I think it's fantastic. I think the colours in it are great, and it's okay. It's okay.
Peter?
Yeah, I have to be honest. I don't mind it. Would it make us pick the book up? I don't know. The only thing I'm not keen on, and this is not the cover's fault at all, I don't like the redesign of Nightcrawler's costume. But actually, other than that, it's a pretty standard X-Men book. If you're a kid going into a comic shop, would this make you pick it up? Where it's got some of your favorite X characters on there, recognizable from the cartoon. Probably would. Is it the best artwork? No. If you compare this to Andy's Frizzen cover, obviously the art style is very different, and the Frizzen's nicer. But it's okay. It's not one I'd rush out to get, but it's okay.
Yes, and Bean Frank has said number 7. I think it's number 7. Yeah, it is. I'm definitely going to go with it. It's number 7. But he likes the background, and there we go. Fuzzy has said Mike Spicer once DM'd him to remind that he hadn't credited him as the colorist for a Transformers book.
Wow.
So I mean, we've all got ties. There we go. So the vote for this is up on the GD community chat now on the YouTube chat. We've got Uncanny X-Men issue number 7. We have Shiver Suspense Stories, and we have this Bobby Dazzler from Jenny Frisson. You can place your votes now. The poll is starting, but we're here for the main event. And that main event is the comic reviews for the 2 comics that won the vote this week. Issue number 1 for both was Two-Face, and then we had Dread the Halls. I feel like I've seen Dread the Halls for the past 3 weeks, because I think it was on FOC, I think it was on Indian, and I think we picked it. But up first, we have Two-Face issue number 1, written by Christian Wald, and the art is by Fabio Veras. We've got 4 covers. We've got the main cover by Baldabar Rivas. We've got cover B by Christian Wald. We have cover C by Chris Samney, and we have cover D, which is the 1 in 25 Leonardo Romero cover. Which one of you, gorgeous guys, would like to take this away?
Peter?
Me? Yeah. So I don't know what I thought of this, if I'm being really honest. It was interesting. It kept us going through it. I thought the artwork was pretty good. Love that cover D, by the way. I think that cover D is fantastic. Was it anything new? I think no, it wasn't. I was going to say the kind of the criminal court thing was, but it wasn't. We got that during No Man's Land, didn't we? Where Two-Face held court and stuff like that. I felt and again, I don't know if it's just because I've read comics for a long time and I'm getting old and jaded. I thought the flip of the coin bit at the end and the kind of, I know your secret. It's a 2-sided coin that's scratched on both sides. I thought, we've known that for frigging years, haven't we? That's been standard. I don't know why that's a shock. I guess the twist bit at the end about Two-Face being locked away in his head, and this is all Harvey Dent trying to bizarrely get back in favor with the court system. He seems to think that this is going to get him back into the district attorney office kind of thing. It was all right. It did nothing to blow me socks off, but I didn't not enjoy it. Would I continue to read on with that many comics hitting the shelves? And me and Andy were just talking before there, the amount of books I've got on my shelf to read. It would have to be a very slow week probably for us to pick this back up and read it again, if I'm honest. But if you're a Batman fan and a Two-Face fan, you'll probably like it. I did find, sorry, I'll shut up in a minute. I did find it, because I'm not familiar with up-to-date Batman law, I did find the Grim Reaper a bit strange as the judge. Is he not the Grim Reaper from no. I'm getting my characters mixed up.
Old and jaded.
Old and jaded. It was all right. It was all right. It's as good as I'm going to get with this.
I've got to agree with Deadman. Wasn't bad, but I felt we had the story more than once before. And I think that's it. I think what DC have done is that, and I think, where was it? I just see the comment. I think it was from Fuzzy, who asked for a Two-Face book, really. And I think, do you know what it is, right? We've got Batman, we've had Catwoman, we had Penguin. We've had all of these. Two-Face, for me, it's a book that's not needed. It really, really isn't. It isn't needed. Like, yeah, he's a great character and stuff like that, but there's only so far you can tell his story. You know, he gets like Maroni throws the acid in front of him. He becomes, like, as the first panel is there on the left-hand side, he becomes Two-Face, and then we see the rise and fall of Harvey Dent, and then it's the battle between good and evil, the two people in his mind, who he wants to be and stuff like that. Once you've told that story, that's it. There's nowhere else for it to go. The good guy becomes the bad guy takes over, kills everyone, and ends up dead. Where is this story going? I can't, like, it's kind of got like the end panel where he's kind of talking to himself and he's trapped his alter ego of Two-Face in this kind of mind palace type of thing. That, I feel, is just, now it's kind of just gone beyond it. This could have been a one shot for me. And if it was a one shot, that would have been it. I would have picked it up and read it, and that was it. I can't understand. I'm very much with Fuzzy on this. I can't see where else it goes with it. Yeah. And I think Batman, for me, is an overarching concept since, I sound like a broken record, but since Chip Zdarsky has taken over, Batman, for me, I was reading it every single week. I haven't read it for about 15 to 20 issues. Right. Because I can't be bothered to get involved in it. It's always Batman's in Gotham City, Batman's fighting this, Two-Face has now come, he's in a love relationship with Selena Kyle, they've now split up, Penguin's it's just, the whole thing's just going over and over again, and I think they're just doing this. This isn't even going to tie into the ongoing arc. And it just seems a story that doesn't really need to be told. Yeah, there were some good bits in it. Some of the artwork was okay, but other than that, I don't think I would have read it unless we was doing it for the show. But Andy?
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have read this if it wasn't for the show. If I'm honest, Two-Face isn't a character that I think. I'm waiting for someone to do something a bit different with these sort of Batman villains, and I don't think anybody's really nailed it yet. I think, on a positive note, I think the artwork was decent in this book. Specifically the colouring in this really popped and jumped in some of the panels. And whoever done the lettering needs a tip of the cap as well. Some of the transitions in the panels I thought were fantastic. For a Christian Ward book, I don't know what I expected, but I probably expected something a little bit different, a little bit, as Fuzzy's just saying, a bit better.
Exactly, yeah.
It definitely didn't blow me away. I thought the sort of court scene drama, the sort of way that was written was okay, because I kind of felt as if I was there, I was in the courtroom, and I kind of felt that. And then I was completely sort of confused at the end when there was the two characters in the end, and I didn't realise who one was. And I just felt as if at that point I had invested myself in 20 odd pages of the book, and it completely got lost. And I just questioned what was the point. It just felt a little bit pointless. This issue, if I'm honest.
It does make us wonder as well, because this isn't a mini series. This Pandas are ongoing.
I think so, yeah.
I think it's an ongoing.
Yeah, it's ongoing, yeah.
How many issues can you do courtroom drama like this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm with you, Andy. I have to say, by the end, I think I was supposed to understand what was going on with the slice in the neck or something of one of the bodies and then the other lady or something. Yeah. But I didn't understand the link at the end. I didn't know what was going on.
So Dead Man has said it's a mini series, 6 issues. Okay. DVH has said, unless they really have a story to tell, Batman should be launching pad for new villains. They always sell, and the old villains should be used as side characters because they have already been done. I'm very much, I can't see how this is going to drag out for 6 issues. I'm honestly not invested to see how it drags out for 6 issues, because it's just going to be, at the end of the day, he's either going to beat his alter ego or his alter ego is going to take over, and that's it. That's the be all or an end all of it. And as Fuzzy said, as you touched on, Andy, also considering it's Christian Ward, the writing didn't blow me away. Yeah. And I think it is, and I think it was outdated. He bought it as a cover buy. I won't be reading on Batman Dark Patterns that came out this week, so fantastic. So it's really weird because they're seeing Batman stories that are coming out that are more interesting than the original arc. which is concerning because I think they're up to 163 now. So you would have thought they would have invested some time in that, but clearly not. They did try that, and we got 2 issues in a year. There we go. But yeah, I just don't. I think the artwork, some of it, like especially the neon stuff to start off with, was quite good. The color palette they used and the lettering and everything like that. The courtroom scenes for 1 or 2 pages was okay, but I think that's it. If this was a one shot, that would have been fine. You could have ended on that last page there, and that would have been fine. I think that would have done it justice. Excuse the pun, but I can't.
I thought you looked really close to Red Skull in some of the panels as well.
Yeah.
I was getting confused, especially at the end. I was just like, wait, what? Hold on, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it. Will we be reading on? If it gets, I don't think it's going to get picked again, is it? Unless one of us pick it.
No, I can't. Unless I can't see myself reading it. If I was giving that score out of 10, I'd probably give it 6, and that's powered by the artwork and the colouring and lettering and stuff, as opposed to the actual story itself.
There we go for you, Andy. Hot off the press. Next year they are supposed to be rebooting Batman and Superman with new number 1s. There we go. And Bean Franker said, Dent is done. Yeah, Dent's done. Two-Face is very overused in the Batman stories. There we go. So that is that. We move on from that and we move swiftly on to Dread the Halls. 4 covers again. Main cover by Maria Wolf. We've got the Marguerite Sauvage variant cover. We have the cover D, which is the 1 in 10 Lee Ferguson variant, and we have the cover E, which is the 1 in 20 Maria Wolf variant. This was written by Chris Ryhall and Jordan Harty, and the art is done by Lee Ferguson. If you're looking to read this now, you can check it out in all good retailers on eBay, and you can buy it now. There we go. Who wants to take this away? Andy? I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I'll kick off with this one. First of all, Maria Wolf's cover is absolutely spectacular.
See, you love her. Like, she's done some dodgy covers, and I think some of them we used to do a section called My Eyes. And,
I think these are great. I think it's her style that I just love, and it fits this in particular really well. So is this what we call an anthology book?
Yeah.
It was like little individual stories. I think there was 4 in total, if I remember. It was a good chunky book as well. We're talking about 58 pages, and I'm not going to lie, guys. I think I must have just been at that point when I was reading this where I actually clicked to see how many pages, and I kind of went, "Oh, here we go."
That's the dreaded click, in it. That is the dreaded.
It is, yeah, because you're thinking about every page. You're like, "Oh, here we go." Yeah. But I was pleasantly surprised by this book. Every story was completely different. The story that I really loved, which I thought was fantastic, was the Gone Fishing one.
Yeah,
the 2 little
that's
kids.
the one I picked at the end. Yeah.
The 2 little kids were trying to catch Santa Claus, and spoilers, but they get a hook and a fishing line, and they put it in a cookie, and Santa's eating the cookie, and they think that they've caught Santa Claus, and they go, "Oh, wait a wee second here," and long story short, basically the 2 kids, one of them turns into a cookie at the end, and I thought turning one of the kids into a cookie was fantastic because it kind of brought the whole story full circle again. I thought the artwork in this was great, especially the black and white story, which I think, can't remember. I think it was Northerners. I think it was called, and I thought that was quite a sort of heart wrenching story. It wasn't your typical Christmas festive mood story. It was quite a heartbreaker, that one. But all in all, I really enjoyed this. I think if you like your horror, it's definitely one for you. It gave me sort of the coin. What was it? The silver coin, right?
Yeah, I'm literally just going to say that. Yeah.
So it was like individual, but it was like a best of silver coin one shot book. This, and I really liked it. I would highly recommend everybody to go and check it out.
I want to say thanks to Pete, and also want to say thanks to you, because when we started this show 5 years ago, it was very Marvel and DC based, and then we started introducing different sections, so like the indie picks and stuff like that. So massive shout out to that, because I wouldn't have touched this if it wasn't if we'd done this show 5 years ago. And then Pete, massive shout out to you for turning my head towards the horror stories and the horror variants and of comics and stuff like that. I'm massively into the horror comics now. Like I'm massively into that. When DC done the horror things with Joe Hill, like Hill House comics and stuff like that, that's when I kind of really got into it. This book for me, Andy's taken the word straight out of my mouth. It was a festive silver coin, overarching. It was just wicked. I loved it. I think having read Two-Face, I was literally couldn't be bothered to read any more comics. And then I kind of picked this up, looked at it, and it was like, this 58 pages. I was like, 50. Like, that's a big thing. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did you both read Two-Face first?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's really weird though, right? Because if you sit down, if you were to sit down and it's like 10 half 10 at night, and you think, oh, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on a film that's 2.5 hours long. You watch it and go, can I really be bothered to watch a film that's 2.5 hours long? If you put on a TV show and it's got 6 episodes, it seems to go quicker because you don't do that. With this, when I looked at it and it was 58 pages, I was like, have I really got the mental capacity today to sit there and read 58 pages? But I would have read 2 comics. When I started reading this, I was like, it just flew. And I really enjoyed it. I think the one at the end where the 2 kids try and capture Santa was wicked. I just thought it was exactly what kids would do, exactly what the age they want to stay up late, they want to see if they can see the big man himself, and they kind of do it. The kid turning into the cookie, as Andy said, was awesome. It literally just went 360 and it came back to the original premise of the story. Loved it. The artwork was awesome. The panel in the middle about the ghost, I kind of got the what was the book that Rich Dueck did, Sea of Sorrows. I kind of got Sea of Sorrows vibes from that. I think the first story, the black and white grey story, is wicked. Overall, I loved it. We need more stories like this. I thought it was great. But then you look at the contrast from DC doing Two-Face to Image, or whoever did this, was wicked. Loved it. So if you haven't read this yet, I would highly suggest picking it up. And I think it's probably like $4.99, $4.50. Really good book. Loved it.
So for me, now I read a lot of horror books and I read a lot of horror anthology books. So I might have gone into this with a bit more of a kind of an expectation, perhaps. It was good. It was good. It was your typical anthology. If I look at something like Ice Cream Man or something like that, I think you get stronger stories and weaker stories within it. There was a couple of stories in this that didn't really blow me away. I thought it was all right. I didn't particularly enjoy the Santa story at the end that you guys really enjoyed. The first story, which was it was really interesting. It was this child has seen some creatures abduct or kill our parents, and they sing a Christmas song. And as soon as you hear the song, you're hypnotized by it. So she's grown up. We're always having, music on and stuff.
It's like the mermaid. Is it the mermaid?
Yeah. The kind of the siren song.
Yes, yeah.
And then in the story, music goes off and you see the creatures come at her. Love that. I was really into the story. And then it just ended. It ended with them rushing to the car and the things behind her. And yes, you could argue that's great because it leaves you guessing and all the rest of it. I was like, oh, come on. I wanted more of that story. I really wanted to see what happens next. The artwork for that particular tale, which is your central image there, I thought was phenomenal. I love that kind of demon side. The story that absolutely got me, because I am a soppy old git, is that first page with the Wendigo. And that's a story about a young lad who basically finds an old fishing house in the middle of nowhere. And there's a ghost living inside it who was killed by the Wendigo. And each year he goes back and spends time with the ghost and stuff like that. And they develop a relationship and he dies in the house. And I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really nice. And I love the bit because I got to very much the end where it was talking about, him dying in this house. And in my head, I said, well, hang on a minute. We've forgotten about the bloody creature. And then literally the last panel shows you the outcome of the creature. And I thought, that's so clever, so smart. So, yeah, I really, really loved that story. So me, it's a good book. I would pick it up and I would give it a read. I would recommend people read it. But just be aware that like any kind of anthology or collection of short tales, there'll be some that connect more than others with you.
I like the fact that the different artists worked on the different stories because it kind of reset your reading, and you was like, right, I've read that story, now I'm going over to the other one. So it was like reading a different comic book because you was getting different writers, different artists and different stuff. I thought it was great. I think I can kind of see, and in a weird way, it was kind of like I was reading a trade paperback because there were so many different things, and I kind of like that about the anthologies. So great pick. I think, Pete, you picked this last week, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's worth a read. It is worth a read.
Yeah. No, definitely. And just don't leave cookies out for Santa, because you'll end up turning him into one. There we go. And DVH has said, art looks great, we'll give it a shout. Why not? So that's the comic reviews done. If I just head over to YouTube now and we'll have a look at the votes. So in last place, In last place, it's me with 0 votes. I'm totally 100% with that. In second place, it's Andy with 14% of the votes, and Peter is absolutely running away with
it.
Like that's Usain Bolt.
That's all those Peter supporters in the chat, Andy. That's what that is.
There we go. It's 86%.
Disgusting.
Shocking. Fuzzy, I prefer the art to the writing. Anthologies can sometimes be risky when the story isn't long enough. I've read a few Xmas ones this week, so I was festive out.
Yeah,
probably. There we go. You're just a ho. That's what you are. Moving swiftly on.
He loves his own jokes, doesn't he?
I do. No one else fucking laughs at them, so I got to laugh at myself.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, Charlie. There's a reason.
Yes, I know. In my head, in my little fucking mind palace, they sound good. All right, that's all that counts. It's good to talk to yourself. There we go. So there we go. We've got the killer indie picks. These are the comics that we choose that are coming out the week after. So these are coming out December the 18th to give you the inside knowledge. Up first, we have Image, Redcoat, issue number 8, written by Jeff Johns, art by Brian Hitch. Now, if you are not reading The Ghost Machine, they're taking over the world. Image have kind of heavily invested in this. Redcoat are taking over. Redcoat is awesome. You've got Redcoat, you've got Geiger, you've got Rook Exodus, you've got Hyde Street, you've got loads of them that are all coming together. It's wicked. This, when the first issue came out, for me was the weakest one, because I massively invested in Rook Exodus and Geiger as well. And I think with Geiger, I invested in it because I hadn't read the first arc. So I kind of wanted to catch up on that. Bought the trade paperback of the first arc, loved it, got into Geiger. This, DVH was saying, this is the one you got to read. So I gave it to like issue number 3, and then I kind of read 3 issues straight off the bat. Absolutely loved it. This is wicked. Jeff Johns and Brian Hitch, dream team. They're really, this is an awesome story. I believe you two are still reading it.
I'm a couple of issues behind, but yeah, I'm loving it. I am loving it.
It's wicked. Absolutely
issue
loving
1.
It. Yeah.
Issue 1. That was me.
Yeah, see, I love
Such
this.
a bad comic collector and reader.
But do you know what I think? And what I've started to know with it is, if we don't review them on the show, I'm not reading them.
I think, in all honesty, guys, if I wasn't doing this show, I don't think I would read any comics over the last 6 months, honestly. Wow. Yep.
But that's, Andy, because I think you're the same as me. That's not because you've fallen out of love with comics. It's purely a timing issue, is it? That it's so hard to squeeze it into the day to...
Yeah. I think reading comic books are quite low on my priority list at the minute, which is unfortunate. But you know, I'm off for a couple of weeks in Christmas, so as we were talking about backstage, it's a time to catch up and get the love back again.
But no, definitely. So Redcoat issue number 8. If you haven't read it already, I think the trade paperback for the first 6 issues is probably out if it's not out already. But give it a read. Absolutely great. Oh. So this is Power Rangers Prime issue number 2. I've put this one on really because I've decided for a lot of these series now, if they pique my interest enough, I'm going to give them 3 issues. I think 3 issues is a fair go to make a decision. So this is basically the Power Rangers version, I guess you'd say, of the Ultimate Universe. So they've reset Power Rangers. You don't need to know all the convoluted backstory and different iterations and all that kind of jazz, which I don't, because I'm too old for Power Rangers. I never got into it. So this is just a way of jumping on the Power Rangers boat and trying it out. First issue didn't blow me socks off. It was good, though. It wasn't too bad.
Good. It was good, and it was interesting enough to keep us coming back. So I'm going to give this one a go, and I'll give issue 3 a go, and then I'll make a decision from then on whether I'm going to continue reading.
Do you know what I think? Sorry to interrupt, Pete. With Ryan Parrott not driving not driving the reins for Power Rangers no more, I kind of switched off it and was like, is he going to be any good? It weren't too bad.
Yeah,
issue number 1, it weren't too bad. And I only read it because you picked it and you said it was a good read, so I kind of read it.
I guess as someone who's never really read much Power Rangers other than Power Rangers The Return, which was last year, I think, or this year, it felt accessible for us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read on. And Fuzzy's just saying in the chat, they enjoyed seeing VR Troopers. Yeah, that was really interesting. Nice little add in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't do Power Rangers. Power Rangers is on the same shit list as Transformers and wrestling to me. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the chat for that, but bring it on. I don't care.
Wow, wrestling. I can understand Transformers, but wrestling.
It's Christmas. I can understand wrestling, but Transformers.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. After Stone Cold Steve Austin and those guys.
Ultimate Warrior. That's probably where Undertaker. That's where it stopped for me.
It's still going. It's still alive.
Yeah,
still
but not really.
Ultimate Warrior's not. There we go. Don't make me James T. Keegan, you Andy. There we go.
I need a pub to go and piss against.
So Power Rangers Prime issue number 2. Then we have.
I like the sound of this one.
Oh, that was me, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yes.
Wow. A twisted horror tale from Garth Ennis and Mike Perkins. Hollywood After Dark. Werewolves, vampires, zombies, aliens, boogeymen, predators, and things. They all have their kinks and they all get in deep shit. That's the word they use. They all call Freddy to fix it. The horror-skewed intersection of The Boys and Ray Donovan. The debut offering from Ninth Circle, the creator-owned, creator-driven horror showcase of standalone, bone-chilling tales of terror and mayhem. Interestingly enough, this comes in magazine size format, so I think that means like sort of distillery size.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll set you back about £8.
I like
this. Sounds wicked. Yeah, it sounds wicked.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound awesome. Freddy the Fix. So that sounds banging. Now over to the killer trades and hardcovers December 18th. Again, this is the same premise as the indie picks. We pick trade covers and hardcovers that are coming out the week next. So up first I've gone for Adventure Man. Now I didn't really know much about this, and when I first looked at this, I thought it was done by who's the guy that did the Batman universe that everyone loved?
Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy. I thought this was done by Sean Murphy. Then I kind of looked at it again and thought, hold on a minute, it looks a little bit like Mark Miller. But it's not. I was wrong on both accounts. It's done by Mark Fraction and the art is by Terry Dodson. This tells a story of, and I'm not privy to any of previous stories, blending high-octane pulp action, low-flying, and more Art Deco ray guns than you could shake a walking stick at. Adventure Man is a high-flying, senses-obliterating, imagination-quaking adventure for the whole family. Where his story ended, her story begins. Now, are either of you... Have you read this story before? Do you understand what the premise is?
Never heard of it.
I recall getting issue number 1 only because it was a Terry Dodson cover, because I love Terry Dodson's work. So I don't recall what the story was about. So that doesn't.
It says everyone knows the story of how Adventure Man, the greatest pulp hero of all time, ended in a heartbreaking cliffhanger with our hero facing his very execution. Now learn the startling truth about how 80 years after him seeing his demise, single mother Claire and her adventure fan son Tommy light the spark of resurrection. Can these inheritors of the Adventure Man legacy rise up to face down the evil that bested the original? Collects Adventure Man's 1 to 5. I didn't even know this came out. So for the first 5 issues, I didn't even know this. Having a look at this, like Terry Dodson is awesome. His artwork is great and stuff. So I've kind of gone for this because this is a story that piqued my interest. I'd like to read it and get into it. And this is the whole premise of the indie picks and the trade paperback. So this is a story that I want to pick up and read. But what I'd like to know, if anyone in the chat has read this, do I need to read the original arc before I pick up this? Don't know. Is this new? Oh, there we go. Is it? Yeah.
Sorry, is this not volume 1 that has issues 1 to 5 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I don't think there's a story before this, from what I read, what I understand.
Because in the premise where his story ended, her story begins.
But that's like picking up. So that's happening in the story. It's a bit like there's a book by John Lee's, which was his first superhero book. I can't remember what it's called now.
Oh, it was that Oxymoron?
No, it was before. It's really good. Can't remember what it was called, but basically the premise is this superhero has existed, and the story starts 50 years after he's retired, kind of thing.
Right, okay.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
Okay.
No,
but yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm definitely going to be picking this up. So if anyone wants to read it with me, why not?
Sounds good. Sounds interesting.
Up next. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a bit oblivious to these Project 100 books. I feel like I've missed them. So this one jumped out as I thought I'd have a little look at it. It's for the Hero Initiative, which is a charity that supports struggling comic book professionals, which I think is a great idea. I didn't realize they've done this with Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men. Are you guys familiar with the Project 100 stuff?
No, not
so what they do is they wait for a blank comic cover to be available. So this one is Superman. I can't remember, Superman issue 3, blank cover or whatever. They get 100 copies of the blank cover from DC, and then they give it to 100 what are classed as kind of industry top level artists. The top level artists do the sketch cover. They then grade them and sell them, and any money they make goes to the charity. And then they put all those covers in a book and produce the book. And I just had a quick flick through some great ones.
Hasn't Jock done a Superman cover like this?
Yes, similar to that. But I mean, it's kind of a Superman. It's like, how many covers can you do when he's flying, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Great project, but it's Superman.
Yeah. I knew you would love it, Andy. I knew you would love it. But there is
to actually add Superman to my shit list. Sorry.
There is a Batman one, and I don't know which one's Jock's doing. I noticed this one because there's some of the artists that have done work on it. Their books are now for sale on like eBay and stuff like that. People have bought them and sold them on, and you can get some great. Because I'm into me sketch covers and things at the moment. You can get some great ones. And so, yeah, some of the artwork is just stunning, absolutely stunning. So it's worth having a flick through if you ever get the opportunity. So I'm probably going to pick this one up, and I'll probably go and look for some of the older books and just see what the artwork's like.
There we go. Fuzzy said they've done a few. Tris Forstner and Tony Fleets did the last one. Obviously, they are from Stray and also Feral. And then it raises thousands and thousands of pounds for charity, which is always a good thing. And 2022 was volume 2, trading back to Adventure Man. This looks great. I think today, Superman, there was a Superman book that came out as well. I think it was like £70. I see it on one of my Instagram pages. It's a Superman legacy book that tells us the whole story of Superman. So it touches into the movies, the TV shows, and the comics and stuff like that. Pete, I'll send you the look. I'll send you the link because it's it looked like a very, very nice piece of comic history.
Send it to me as well, Charlie, and so I can ignore it.
I will do. I will. Yeah, but this looks quite good. So yes.
Sorry, just to go back because it was doing a mindworm thing. That John Lee's book I'm talking about is The Standard.
Emily one.
No, that's freakish. It's called The Standard. It's a very good story.
The Standard. Okay, so Superman 100 project. Moving on to.
I went for this monster of a compendium. It's G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero box set. And this is specifically the Cobra edition. And everybody knows written and artwork by Larry Hama. So this is by Image Skybound. And apparently it's one of the first times where they brought absolutely everything together, including all the sort of side books, one of which is G.I. Joe and the Transformers. This is going to set you back about $300, but it's 4,905 pages. So I'm assuming that it's split up into 4 or 5 different sections, and it's brought together in this sort of special slipcase. It's a foil slipcase for all you foil lovers, for all you magpies out there. I just thought this sounded absolutely fantastic. I believe you can get the individual volumes for about $70 or $80. But then there's this big boy at $300.
So Fuzzy makes a great point there because I very nearly pulled the trigger on this a couple of months back because they put it out as a Kickstarter first. And and there were some great options with it, but I didn't jump in. But I hadn't really appreciated that with a lot of these big Kickstarters now, then release them to general kind of sale later down the line with different covers and things like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a Thundercats version of this coming out soon as well.
Of course there is.
It's not on Kickstarter, it's on some of that selling format.
It's Dynamite. It's through Dynamite, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I seen that through one of the podcasts that I watched, one of the American ones, Beyond Wednesdays, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, this is a great pick, Andy. I like this.
Nice one. Pete, I just sent you in the chat. It's the Superman, the definitive history.
All right.
Okay. The definitive history. You can pick it up over on Amazon for like 60 quid. It comes in like a case and it's hard backed and stuff like that. It does look pretty good. So for all you Superman fans out there, I'm sure you'll buy this. And Andy, I'm sure you'll be at the front of the queue waiting to buy it as well. It was released today.
I love some Superman.
Of course you do. So we are now at the final order cutoff, and again, as a refresh, this is the date that retailers, aka James from Slab Crusaders, must submit their orders before publishers set their print runs. Orders must be placed before 9 p.m. each Sunday, or they may be cancelled. So these are our go-to suppliers for slabs and comic. I've got my subscription with them, and I can't fault them at all. I can't big them up enough. I know, Andy, you love their stickers. Absolutely love their stickers.
Oh yeah, I think he's got about 9,342 left to go before he can get some new ones. They're so annoying to peel off the back. And anyway, his stickers are on the shit list with Superman and those other things I mentioned earlier on. So.
There we go. Thank you. Charlie sent you a message on IG about the Dead Man adventure you may not have seen. Thank you very much for that. So I will look at that after the show. So up first, who went for this? Who, me, you, when, there?
It was me. This is the first FOC, I'd say maybe one of two FOCs this year where I didn't pick up anything. I didn't pre-order anything. There was nothing really like that I wanted to pick up. So this was quite a challenge to come up with something for this show. But I went for some foily goodness of one of my favourite Amazing Spider-Man issues and one of my favourite characters. So I went for Amazing Spider-Man issue 129 facsimile foil cover. The first appearance of the Jackal, yep. And some, Punisher. Great Gil Kane cover. And I just thought, if they do this right, then it should look really, really good with that yellow cover. So I opted for this.
There wasn't actually that much out this week, was there, to be fair?
No, it was hard. Slim pickings.
There was 16 pages to go through. There was a fair amount of books, but I don't know what it was. There was just nothing that tickled my fancy.
So here's a question for you two. When you go on Slab Crusaders, do you go on to the overall buy, or do you go on to like the Marvel, the DC, the new number ones, the cover picks, boom, indies?
Everything. I just go start from page one of everything, go through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to just go to the stuff I know more than
yeah.
And I trust in his choices, so I go to the what he's put down as the key picks this week or cover buys, and I have a look at them.
Yeah. What I actually do as well is I go to Lunar Distribution and look at the DC FOC because it shows you the 1 in 25s, the 1 in 10s, and all that sort of stuff. And there's been a few occasions where I've wanted to pick up a 1 in 20, so I just get in contact with James and arrange to buy at least 20 copies of one book, either cover A, B, C, or D, so that I can get the 1 in 20.
On your escapades, Andy, as you was trailing through the 160 pages or whatever it was, and the was there a blank ASM 129?
Unfortunately not. I think there has been a blank cover that's come out with the classic Amazing Spider-Man trade dress at the top, but unfortunately for this issue, there was no blank.
Sorry, DVH, unfortunately not. So up next, I've gone, do you know what? As I said, it was slim pickings. I went for this because massive Harley Quinn fan. The new TV show is coming out in January. Absolutely love it. David Nakayama, friend of the show. I love this. Absolutely love it. It's pure cover buy. I haven't read I think I'm up to issue 41 of the new Harley Quinn run. Haven't read it up until the recent issues, but David Nakayama has been absolutely killing it at the moment. He's been doing Batman, he's been doing Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, he's been doing everything. And this for me, I just thought, yeah, why not? Who doesn't want a clay made out of Harley Quinn? So I've gone for that.
Why does she have a chocolate Grover in front of her?
I just knew you was going to say something like that, and I was just preparing, and I wasn't prepared for it.
Inquiring, like you know.
even Clayface is he's concerned. But yeah, I mean,
he's like, why is there a chocolate Grover in front of Harley Quinn?
I mean, for me, David Nakayama is one of the best signatures in the game. If I'm being honest, I love his signature. I love the way he does
signatures. We should have a signature show. Who does the best signature?
We should do.
Scott Campbell has to be up there. Scott Campbell has to be up there, surely.
He's changed his signature now.
Yeah, moving on.
I've gone for this. I've gone for this. Yeah, signature. What's your favourite signature, Peter? I'm moving on. But I've gone for this. I like this. There we go. She's got a beautiful.
You just fell asleep.
Peter.
There we
go. Pete, you picked this.
You sure?
Yeah, well, you didn't pick one, so I picked one for you, and I thought I knew you.
All right. Okay, I think I did pick one, didn't I?
No, you didn't. You did, but it didn't work, and then you come back to me and was like, I'm too busy, just fucking pick one for me.
I'm going to check the chat. Anyway, Jim Henson. I do like Jim Henson. So Jim Henson presents. I thought this came out a few months back, actually. But
Go on, but Peter's checking the chat, isn't
he? Yeah, maybe I didn't. Well, I think I did. I just put it on the wrong month, didn't I? The wrong week. I put it in the wrong week.
Because you're old, that's why.
Yeah, that's because I'm very old. But I can't remember what I picked now. I can't freaking remember.
Just go with this one. Do you remember you picked this one?
Oh, no, I did. Yeah, I did. I did send you the image. So I sent you Rocket Raccoon versus...
Yes, but you click on it. It ain't available. Click on it. Do it now while you're on the show.
Can I just say, guys, this never happens on one good scare.
It doesn't.
Never.
You're right.
Seamless in one good scare.
Anyway, Jim Henson presents #1 by Boom Studios by Derek Kirk Kim, available 8th of January. It's about Jim Henson and he's presenting shit. So yeah, it sounds good.
But you picked. I think you picked a couple of months ago. It was the cover where we knew where the cloud was stuff.
It was strange. Basically, it's again an anthology tale which has got lots of stories related to different Jim Henson products. So you've got kind of Fraggles, Rock, Dark Crystal, all those kind of stories. New tales. So it does sound very interesting. So yeah, I like the sound of this one. And do you know what? The Labyrinth's one of my happy places. I love the Labyrinth movie. I don't know how I'd feel about them doing a sequel to that, but I would like to see more from the Labyrinth universe.
Absolutely pointless and not needed bit of trivia, but David Bowie went to my secondary school.
Did he? Did he?
Did
he play with the balls?
That was a pointless fact.
He did, and he's got a plaque. He's got a plaque on the wall. You know,
he's tremendous. To be fair, he's tremendous in that movie.
Awesome in that movie. Yeah. Awesome in that movie. There we go. No, I didn't go to Arkham. Oh no, I think it says looks like Harley's done a dirty protest in Arkham. I thought you were saying my secondary school was in Arkham. No, it wasn't. So anyway, that's it. We are now at the end of the FOC. We are now at the sneak peek for next week. This is where we pick 3 comics that we will decide. We will put on a community vote, and you guys will decide what comics we read. Up first, I've gone again. This is a book that I feel we've been seeing since last year, Andy. When we see her, when we see Abigail Harding in Thought Bubble last year. This book seems like it's been around for ages. I think it was because it was on Comixology and it's been snapped up by Blaze. We see her again in Thought Bubble this year. Pete got, out of the numerous commissions he got one done by Abigail. So I have gone, and I thought it was very fitting to go for Parliament of Rooks issue #1. Andy, you've read this, haven't you?
I have. It's fantastic. The artwork is amazing. Issue #2 is on FOC. Actually, now that I think about it, I should have picked Parliament of Rooks and ordered that up because I ordered up issue #1. Anyway, speaking of commissions, Peter, John J. Pearson put up a thing on Instagram.
Just hold your water. Just hold your water till we get to pick up set.
No, whoa. No, my concern was when he put it up, he hadn't received it, and I was like, I wonder if that is.
Well, so there's two there. I've got a video coming out, but I'm going to show you mine. Yeah. Mine's better than James's. Just saying.
Go on then. What have you gone for, Peter?
I don't know why. I've gone for Ultimate Universe #1. I am enjoying bits of the Ultimate Universe. This is like the latest anniversary issue, I guess. I think it has a cameo appearance of the new Ultimate Wolverine in the back of it. It sounds quite interesting. I'll be honest with you guys, I'd much rather read Parliament of Rooks or Batman Dark Patterns, because I'm hearing that that's very good. So yeah, please don't pick Ultimate Universe #1.
Have you given up, Peter? Be honest.
On life.
I just
can't be bothered anymore.
Why?
You're thrown in the proverbial towel. You're like, I don't care what we read anymore. In fact, I give up.
Yeah, just anything. Just put us out of misery.
What have you gone for, Andy?
I went for Batman Dark Patterns, and I believe that I haven't read it yet, but I believe it's very good. And I think Fuzzy had commented that he's read it.
He did indeed.
Fuzzy we trust.
We trust, exactly. That's it. We should get T-shirts for that.
We should. It's a very circular bat sign, that mind, isn't it?
I do like a circular back sign. It's
yeah.
all circle.
Yeah.
So.
The only bit of Batman I've been interested in at the moment, I've been playing on the MetaQuest on the VR, is the Batman game, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm nearly a 40-year-old man, and I still look down and was like, "Fuck me, I'm Batman. It's awesome. It's wicked."
You're also a 40-year-old man that wears a baseball cap sideways indoors.
Have you got Iron Man yet? Got Iron Man yet, Charlie?
No, I've got it on the PlayStation, but I haven't got it on the MetaQuest.
Iron Man on the VR it's something else. Yeah.
So I might have to. Is it on the MetaQuest? Is it on there?
Yeah.
Oh, VR.
Because I've got the version below you. I've got the MetaQuest 2, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, it's very cool.
I'm giving up now, guys. I'm giving up. Can you just go and start a channel on VR? And,
with that said, that's it. We are now at the part where we can do our pickups. So who would like to do our pickups? And then, well, go on.
We haven't had a fuzzy fact yet.
Oh, yes, fuzzy. Where's the fact? We need a fuzzy fact. Before we move on, even if you have to sit in silence for 2 minutes, we need a fuzzy fact.
He's going to come back with like, Andy's a wanker.
we can't.
You're welcome.
That's not a fact.
It's true.
We need a fact. Fuzzy, you have 30 seconds.
You do a lot in 30 seconds, lads.
Okay. Twice, sometimes.
He's not going to come back and we're just going to sit here like absolutely.
Yeah, he is. He's going to just let us sit. He's going to let us sit.
I can see it says Fuzzy is typing.
Does it?
No. As opposed to the triangle bat sign. There we go, Andy. Yeah.
No, as opposed to the oval bat sign.
He's come back. He's done it. The first ever toy advertised on TV, Mr. Potato Head.
I feel that's a dig at Andy. I have to be honest.
There we go.
I think it is. Yeah, it's a innuendo.
Yeah. We see you, Fuzzy. We see you. Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have the Fuzzy Fact of the Week. There we go. The first ever toy advertised on TiVo. On TV.
Can we get a jingle for Fuzzy Fact?
I'll work on something. I'll work on a jingle jangle. Fuzzy factoid for next week, and he might have his own slide. Will he ever make an appearance, though? And
I was talking to Chris over at Thorpe about this. I would love to do one of the interview shows. Not that I do them anymore, but I'd like to do one of the interview shows where he comes on with like a balaclava and sunglasses, and we get one of those voice changers. Do you know what I mean?
Like Brian Badonte.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's Fuzzy Fact of the Week. It is that the first ever toy advertised on TV was Mr. Potato Head. Boom. Who's got some pickups? Has anyone got any pickups before we leave this show?
I've only got 2, really.
Go for it.
Go on.
Okay, so first one, Andy mentioned before there, I have received now my John Pearson sketch cover that he took away at Thought Bubble. James T. Keegan got one as well. I've got a video coming out in a week or two's time where you can decide which is better. But this is mine. This is Dracula. So I asked him for just I gave him the Dracula blank and I said, do as any kind of vampire you want.
Awesome, man. Who did that?
come back. John Pearson, so the guy who did Infernals. So this is what he came back with. I think it's absolutely spectacular.
Peter, if you don't mind me asking, how much does something that's gorgeous set you back?
I honestly don't know, Charlie.
I fucking awesome, man.
I think this is one of the more pricey ones I got one more way. So I've got
if we put this into perspective, right? So obviously those that are in the chat, they know that all of us three on the screen, plus people in the chat, and also Tim from Hobgoblin's Hideaway went to Thought Bubble. Who was it that Tim got a blank cover done?
I know. I can't remember the name.
Was it Christian Ward?
I think it was. And no, I don't. Was it Christian Ward? Was it? But when you put into context of how much time went into the one that Tim got done, and that it's fucking miles difference. There's miles apart from it, and it's quite concerning because obviously everyone's seen the Transformers one that I got done for nothing. And we were saying when we was walking around Thought Bubble, there's people that are obviously, because they've got the high profile name, they can charge whatever they want and do shit whatever they want. When you've got the people that are trying to come up and make a breakthrough that are absolutely smashing it, and they're charging next to nothing. And I know Tim was absolutely fuming because he kind of got it done and it was shit. It was a swamp. Was it a Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing, yeah.
And it was horrendous. But what you've just got done there is insane.
I wish I could remember how it was. Definitely one of the more. I'm just looking on PayPal. It was definitely one of the more pricey ones I got.
Why don't you check the bank statement that your wife sent you, because it was on there?
Well, it was the day. You're not wrong. So that was the day when I hadn't realised when you tap with the magic card, it alerts her at home. So she messaged us and said, "Are all these payments from you?" I was like, "Fuck." So
Did you notice how
It was
he opened up his PayPal there, and all he was doing was just scrolling.
Yeah,
scrolling.
I really have. Yeah, it's obscene.
But did you get two done by him, Peter?
I got that one done, and James Keegan got.
Yes.
When did we go to Thought Bubble? Oh, there. Weatherspoons. Mojo, Wagamama. Yeah, that's PayPal.
You what, my mama?
I whacked your mama. Right. Okay. So I know how much it cost. So this was 215.
That's not bad. That looks wicked.
I was going to guess 300.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to guess.
And it is beautiful. And he also sent a limited edition card, which he signed on the back as well. So cool. Yeah, really, really nice. So that's a nice one. I like that. I like that a lot. I just wanted to show that off again, just because I know Andy loves it. The reason I want to show that off is because my good pal Fuzzy once again sent another AOK, which is the Monsters homage cover to that cover.
Nice.
Which you get in the reflection there. But I think that is just a phenomenal cover. And I didn't ask for this off Fuzzy. He just off his own back knew that I liked the cover, so messaged us and said, I've got you one of those. So again, huge thank you to Fuzzy. The people in this community are so kind. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you for that, Fuzzy. And I got a nice little Christmas card as well behind us.
Andy, what have you got for us?
Didn't get a Christmas card.
No. Hello, darkness, my friend.
Okay. I guess I'll read my pickups. Not as clearly as interesting as Peter's. I picked this up in the Forbidden Planet Black Friday sale, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. With this cool little character.
That's cool.
That irritates us.
Pete, if you've got thingy right, see if you can pull up this comment. Can you do that?
Have I got thingy right?
Yeah, you got a spanner. Have you got a spanner?
See if I can pull Fuzzy.
Oh yes! Have you done it?
Power I've got. Yeah. You could have bought more trainers with that. That's very true, Fuzzy. Very true. No, show us that cover again, Andy. Please, if you don't mind. Is that's not the one that I stood in queue for like an hour and a half at Star Wars Celebration because it was meant to be a Forbidden Planet exclusive and gave it away to some ungrateful fuckwit.
Is it Bucky O'Hare? Is that Bucky O'Hare?
No,
yes, that's Bucky O'Hare.
It's not Bucky O'Hare.
No.
I can't remember what he's called. Is it Jago or Rago or something? Or some green rabbit.
Andy, you surprised me with how you find these fucking comics. That is awesome.
Thank you. I got this as a giveaway on Whatnot through Red Stars Comics, a nice little J. Scott Campbell DVD.
Nice.
I have been concentrating on getting the artwork that I picked up framed, just so that I can display it a little bit better.
Oh, yes.
So this was one of the pieces. I can't remember if I showed this off. It might have been a while ago.
Oh, nice.
By Lee Garbett.
I like that.
Okay.
So got that all framed up, looking lovely.
I like
it. He's late, but he's arrived. He's an hour and 10 minutes late, but he's arrived. Good evening, James. How you doing, mate?
What do you call this, James? We've been talking about
Shoddy
Crusaders for the last hour and 10 minutes, and you just walk up. Jesus. Got this all framed up.
Oh, wicked.
Martin Simmons.
Nice.
Judge Death by Martin Simmons, which is pretty awesome.
Where do you pick these up from, Andy? Because when I'm looking for
bought a collection from someone. So I bought about 10 pieces from them.
Okay.
And these were part of it. And this was Road Trooper by Staj Johnson.
Nice.
And then I got a couple of prints framed up. So can't have a show with a little bit of jock, as it were.
Nice.
So yeah, this is pretty awesome. This was released as a limited edition by 2000 AD back in the day, maybe, so you can't buy it anymore. So sold out.
And we've just been told off. We've just been told off. Hey, did any of you just finish inspecting 325 CGC slabs?
And that's just blame Peter. That's just his order.
That's just Pete's and Fuzzy Dunlops. That's just them. That's it. There we go.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's the one you showed us last week, isn't it?
That was last week. So I'm actually getting it up. So and it's signed by, I can't remember which side it is. Is it this side or is it this side? By Brian Boland.
Oh, mate, A Killing Joke is so iconic. So iconic. It's incredible.
So I've got absolutely no wall space in the house, as you can see behind me, to put it up. So I just get them framed and I put them away, just keep them.
Plenty of space in your stair area, Andy. I've seen your house. There's plenty downstairs. Lots of space on the walls.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can put it as you come down the stairs, can't you? And then
Yes. Yes.
I might actually do that. That's
Why
me.
not? I've only got two things. Two things? Have I got two things? I can't. Yeah, I've only got two things. In these rabbit holes. Honestly, you should call me Bugs Bunny because the amount of rabbit holes that I go down. Right, so I've started picking up these again.
Oh, fig pins.
So I've gone for the RX 782 Gundam. Got that one.
What you have?
And then I went for the R87. No, I didn't. I went for the Wing Gundam Zero.
Do you like Gundam? Is it Gundam?
No,
Gundam's
no.
What?
Gundam style.
Hey, sexy what? That the one? Yeah.
I thought he was going to go into Hey Macarena then. I was just about to start. No, I see them. I was in a shop and I see them. They was like a tenner each, and I was like, well, why wouldn't you pick them up? And I kind of put them in the shopping trolley without Michelle knowing, Mrs. Geeky Eye Comics. And when we got to the till, she was like, who the fuck put these now? I was like,
and the best is you've got three young sons, so you can blame it on at least one of them.
Exactly. They weren't with me at the time, so I literally was just like, might as well just get them. Yeah. I could probably sell them on eBay. I've got a couple of slabs there that I told her about 4 years ago. I was flipping on eBay. Never did. Never fucking did. So yeah, I picked up them too. That was it.
Do you have any fig pins, Peter?
I've got a feeling.
Tonight's going to be a good night.
Tonight's gonna be.
No, I've got a feeling that when people were getting excited about it a while ago, James, I think he did Optimus.
Darren, yeah, the Optimus. Yeah, Darren's got loads of them.
Yeah, I've got a feeling I got 4 turtle ones, and I think I went, oh look, I've got 4 turtle ones, and then I think that somewhere, and I've never looked at them or displayed.
Darren's a fucker, to be honest, right? He posts all these things. This is it. You get involved in it, and then you never hear from him again.
I think I got 4 and thought, what are these? You know, so.
But yeah, I picked up them, and I'm probably gonna fucking pick up more of them because I was like, they're only a tenner.
Keep getting the kind of the Gundam style ones you can, because I know it's Comic Lad Simon's into that kind of stuff. You could do a show.
Is he? Yeah.
About anime.
He went to Japan or Tokyo, didn't he? Did he go to?
So. He's not mentioned it.
But yeah, I think that was good. But that was my pickups, and that's about it. But it's been another good show. I've enjoyed it. We've had some laughs, we've had some grumbles, we've had some useless information, we've had some fuzzy facts. Next week we will have a new section.
Facts.
There we go. And what a great segue to that. Guys, everyone in the chat.
That'll be good. We could do that instead of what is it?
I think he's had a Red Bull, Andy. I think
just before we move on, I notice you're trying to quickly end the show here, Charlie, without announcing the winner of the cover of the week.
Okay, right. We'll go over. So, in last position, I don't know what type of people are out there, but I got 6% of the votes. I can't understand that, but thank you very much. In second place, we have Andy with 17% of the votes. And guys, it has been an amazing show. I thank you very much. We shall be back next week. And with that, Andy, Peter, I love you loads. Peter, you won with 78% of the vote. We're never going to hear the fucking end of this, are we,
That's
Andy?
A chunky win, isn't it?
We're never going to hear the end of this, are we?
Yeah.
But it's been fantastic. As always, I enjoy spending my Thursday nights with you, Peter. A little less so now, but you know what? It's always fun. Andy, as always, it's my pleasure, sir. Pleasure to everyone in the chat, and we shall see you again next week, unless Peter sees you tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
See you tomorrow night at 8
o'clock. There we go. See you later. Ta-ra.